Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a bit special, really focusing on food professionals. We're exploring Italian cheeses, but through a really unique lens, the hay-themed cheese board.
Right.
Our insights are coming from Gourm.it, and it's all about how Fieno, hay, plays this starring role, basically from the pasture right to the plate.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is that deep connection you find between the Italian cheese, its specific place, its territory, and, well, the whole agricultural side involving hay.
Right.
It's not just a flavor note, is it? It's really about tradition, about where it comes from, its provenance. And that gives professionals like you a real edge.
How so?
Well, it raises the question, how do you present these really unique sensory experiences? How do you make them stand out to your clients?
Okay, let's dig into that. This idea of hay in Italian cheese. Gourm.it points to two main ways it makes an impact. First, what the animal eats.
Exactly.
And second, as a specific way of aging the cheese.
Precisely. Take Latte Fieno STG, hay milk. It's a traditional specialty guaranteed by the EU.
Okay, STG. What does that guarantee, practically speaking?
It's pretty strict. It dictates that the cows mainly eat fresh grass, legumes, and crucially, dry forages like hay. And specifically, no fermented feeds, no silages.
Silage.
And for you as a professional, that commitment to a natural diet,
Yeah.
just a powerful story. It's verifiable. It distinguishes what you offer through, pure traditional sourcing.
And you can taste that difference.
Absolutely. It directly impacts the milk's microbial flora, which is just critical for cheese making. Think about certain Parmigiano Reggiano or maybe a Grana, Padano, Selezione Fieno.
Okay, so that's the diet side. But then our sources talk about hay being used in the aging process. This Sottofieno technique. That sounds really interesting.
Oh, it is. That's where the magic, the terroir really comes cool. Aging cheese in hay.
Yeah.
It's not just for keeping it safe,
Yeah.
preservation. It's like a masterclass in using the natural environment for flavor.
So it actively changes the cheese.
Definitely. It infuses these unique aromas, helps regulate humidity, helps the maturation. It creates profiles you just wouldn't get any other way.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Think about the Caciottona di Capra al Fieno Bio from Belluno. It's an organic goat milk cheese.
Okay.
And it gets this really distinct aroma of sun-dried grass directly from being aged in hay. You can almost smell the meadow.
Wow. And are there others?
Oh, yes. There's the Pecorino Sottofieno Collezione from Tuscany, sheep cheese this time, aged under fragrant spring mountain hay and straw.
Hay and straw.
Yeah, and it gives these intense notes of fresh cut hay, maybe even a hint of straw right near the crust. It actually won a silver at the World Cheese Awards in 2024, so, it's recognized.
That's quite something.
And then you have things like the Selvatico Caciotta affinata al fieno di montagna from Campania. That's cow's milk. It's refined in oak barrels after being wrapped in organic hay and rosemary.
Oak barrels, too.
Right. So you get this deep aroma, a really firm texture. Or another great one is the Pecorino paglia e fieno. Literally straw and hay, aged in a traditional clay pot, a zero. Very fresh, intensely vegetal aroma.
These aren't just cheeses, then. They're like experiences.
Yeah.
Each with its own story.
Exactly. They're distinct sensory journeys.
Okay, so these cheeses sound incredible. But for a food professional listening, the next step is crucial.
Yeah.
How do you actually build that hay-themed board? How do you present it effectively?
Right. Presentation is key. First, temperature. Always serve them at room temperature. That's vital for the full flavor to come out.
How many types would you suggest?
I'd say 3 to 5 types of these hay-influenced cheeses works well. And think about the progression.
Progression.
Yeah, arrange them from the freshest, most delicate, maybe mildest one, moving towards the most intense, the most aged. Usually clockwise is a good way to guide people.
Makes sense. And how should they be cut? Does that matter?
It absolutely matters. Presentation is paramount here. Offer small, perfectly portioned pieces. Cut them appropriately for the style of cheese. So triangles for medium hard cheeses, maybe flakes for something really hard like a Grana Padano, and nice, clean slices for, say, fresh goat or sheep cheeses.
And separate knives?
Definitely. Provide dedicated cheese knives. It just elevates the whole experience for your clients and importantly stops flavors from mixing.
A good point. Okay, what about pairings? These cheeses sound quite aromatic.
They are, so you need pairings that complement, not compete. Think classic. Honey, nuts, maybe some dried fruit. They enhance without overpowering.
Any specific examples?
Well, that Pecorino Latte Fieno we mentioned, that goes beautifully with a robust red wine and some good rustic bread. Whereas something like Valsasna Stracchino, which gets its character from hay-fed cow's milk, that's excellent with just honey or dried fruit.
And wine pairings generally.
Match the intensity, that's the rule. Dry whites for the less aromatic ones, maybe young reds for those medium intensity cheeses.
And for the really strong ones?
Aged reds. Or even dessert wines for the really aged, complex, punchy cheeses. It's all about creating harmony, letting the unique character of each hay-infused cheese really shine.
So this hay-themed board, it's much more than just a novelty.
No, absolutely. It's not just a trend. It's really a celebration of deep tradition, of terroir. It offers your clients something truly unique, a memorable sensory journey, and it shows your deep understanding of authentic Italian products.
Yeah, I agree. It's a fantastic opportunity to showcase not just Italian artistry, but your own expertise in curating something extraordinary. So next time you're putting together a board, really think about how that humble hay can elevate the experience. What aspect of weaving these hay stories into a cheese board stands out most to you?